You are tuned in to your dose of positivity. I am Marlene Motivates, and as I always say, just know it, just breathe it, and be it, and live your best life.
Be encouraged, be inspired, be yourself, you will survive. Just know it, just breathe it, and be it, and live your best life.
And to gain further support, join my channel membership. Hey everyone, it's Marlene. I am the content creator for Marlene Motivates, and on this channel, I talk about inspiration, positivity, life lessons, and mindset shifting. If you're new here, subscribe to this channel, like, share this out, and as always, if you're watching in the replay, leave me a comment in the comment section below. I'd love to hear from you all. So, welcome to everybody. Happy Monday. I hope everybody had a wonderful weekend and you feel rested, and I hope you're having a great day so far. So, today we're going to get into a topic that I think is so important to talk about. When we talk about this topic of act like you have some sense, I think it's very important for us to get into this because there are so many talents. There's so many things that we actually possess. But if we don't use what we have, or we waste what we have, or we allow ourselves to be in environments that we should not be in, it can cause us to seem like no matter all of the good that is inside of us, all of the potential that we have inside of us. But if we are not using our senses, if we're not using our potential, if we're not using our worth, then what is our life worth? Not much, right? So let's get into this topic today, motivators. We're going to first start off by talking about when you know your values, don't compromise them. In today's society, in this world, it's deemed something like something is wrong with you when you have things in mind that you honestly believe in, or you're different from others, or you're a person that can stand up for the things that you believe in. Don't compromise your values. Don't compromise who you are and what you want to do just because to get views, just to get likes, just to have people on the job like you, or compromise your integrity just to get ahead for other people, or to make yourself seem a certain way. One thing that we should not do, motivators, is compromise ourselves. At the end of the day, we still have to live with ourselves. Would we want another person to treat us in an inferior way, to throw cheap shots at us to make us feel like we're nobody when we are somebody. No, we wouldn't want that. And the same thing that goes with us. When you know your values, don't compromise it. This is a message that many are afraid to say. I'm not afraid to say what I believe in. I'm not afraid to stand up and to say, I love myself. I'm not afraid to say there's certain things that I'm not going to do just to get certain successes in life. I want the things that is meant to be for me when it is meant for me to have them. And I say that for all of you motivators as well. Don't compromise who you are, what you're about, your values, the things that you believe in, just because it may be different, just because maybe another person may not like it. All of that is irrelevant. It really doesn't matter what another person thinks about you, but what do you think about yourself? What do you think about yourself? And what do you personally believe in? Let's go to the chat and see who is in here. Hi, Tamika Davis. How are you doing? Got a mod in the house. I really appreciate you being here. How are you? Happy Monday to you. Yes, everybody, please like and share this out. Hi, Mary Ann Hope. Welcome. So good to see you. Good afternoon. Thank you so much for being here. If you guys could hit the like, I'd really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Yeah, when I was thinking about this topic, act like you have some sense. There are so many things that we see people do in the entertainment world, the popular people, and we always, it always seems like these people are willing to do anything to get ahead, anything, dress anyway, talk anyway, don't have any problem throwing others under the bus. um Maybe I'm just a different person that thinks that if something is meant to be for you, it will happen. You don't have to step on others toes. You don't have to embarrass yourself. You can still be a person of class. You can still use your intelligence. Don't compromise who you are, everybody, just to get ahead, just for to be liked by other people. I think that's a big difference. Free thinker here. I like and love myself. Awesome, Marianne. And I think that that's really a big problem and an issue in today's society. There's not enough people to believe in themselves. They don't believe in themselves. They don't know who they are. They don't know what they're about. They don't have anything that they actually believe in. The only thing that some people out there actually want is they want what another person has. They want what another individual has instead of thinking, who am I? What do I want? What am I about? What are some of the things that I believe in? And then go after those things. And it takes a person who's a strong individual to know themselves, know their own worth, know their own potential, and then go after their dreams and not try to be a person who is a people pleaser, not a person who is trying to just be liked. At the end of the day, everybody can tell a person who is actually genuine and they're themselves or they're doing things just to be liked by others. Nobody likes a person who is a follower. We like a person who knows how to be an individual, but it does take some time for you to get to know yourself. But once you do, motivators, tap into that and don't compromise your values. Don't compromise who you are. Don't change who you are, maybe because it makes another person uncomfortable or just because another person doesn't like you. We can't make other people like us. That's something impossible. You can't make other people like you. More people need this message to be spread out. Be yourself, be who you are, and don't change that about yourself. Hey, James Wilson, got a member in the house. Really appreciate you being here. How are you doing? Happy Monday. Thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate it. And I know that it took for some a long time to be in this space to where you could just be your own individual and you could just love yourself. But I want to say to every single person, I want to put out there positivity, body positivity, um, mental positivity, spiritual positivity. Believe in something, everybody, and don't let society, people, clicks, and views change you into being something else. You just go ahead and be yourself and act like you have some sense. I know that many of us were raised to speak up for yourself, to stand up for something. But how does the saying go? If you don't stand up for something, you'll fall for anything, and you will. So act like you know something in your own brain, and it's not to say anything negative to you. But when I say this, I'm encouraging you to let you know that the things that you think about, the things that you want, the things that you desire for your life, don't compromise your values. Believe in them and don't change who you are. Well, whether it be on social media, in person, on the job, love your own self. I want to focus on that today. I want to focus on more of us spreading the love for ourselves, knowing your own power, know your own worth, and standing in that. And a lot of people don't have that strength inside of them. They need to strengthen that mentally. I know myself. I love myself. I'm worth something. I'm about something. And I'm not going to let other people, I'm not going to let whatever other people think about me and all of those things compromise me and make me do something that makes me look silly or stupid. And a lot of people will do that. People will do a lot of things, especially on social media, for clicks and for views. Don't compromise your values. Don't compromise your personality. Don't change just for other people to like you. At the end of the day, you have to learn to live with yourself and be happy with the person that you look at in the mirror every single day. Know your worth, everybody. Hey, Boss Life Online. How are you doing? Welcome. Got a member in the house. Appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you being here. Let's get to point number two. Act like you have some sense. And in that, when you know that you have thoughts, you have opinions, there's things about me. I am a talented individual. Put that, put it into a focus and go out there and do your best. There are so many that have so much talent. They're so gifted and so many things, but they are not doing their best. They're not giving it their all. I can even say for myself, even today, I didn't feel like coming on this platform and speaking. I have my moments too where I feel like nobody's really listening to my message. Nobody really cares about what I'm saying, but I know that that's not true. I know that my gift is mine and I have to learn to believe in that and use it. It does not matter how much talent we have if we're holding it inside, if we're not putting it out there, if we're not putting in the work, if we're not focused. See, we have to get our mind off of looking at another person, um, just putting our own self down. We a lot of times are our own worst enemies. We'll put our own self down and doubt ourselves, doubt our gifts, doubt our talents. But at the end of the day, if you are doing your absolute best, you're giving it your 100. Don't let another person tell you that it's not good enough. You have to know that about yourself. That's why I speak all the time about self awareness, self love. It's a gift that keeps on giving. Everybody, do your best. Not all the time you're going to win. Not all the time you're going to be liked. Not all the time you're going to get all the things that you want out of your life. But you got to seek that love for yourself. So everybody go out there and do your personal best. Hey, Val 11, how are you doing? Welcome. Happy new week. I really appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. Happy new week to everybody. Yeah, everybody, do your best. And don't let anybody else tell you that your best is not good enough. Don't let anybody tell you that the things that you're doing in your life is not good. Don't let anybody tell you that. We get discouraged by life. So we have to have some sense for ourselves. We have to have some positive support, some encouragement for our own self. And we're the only one that can do that for ourselves. The things that you tell yourself is what you're going to do, is what you're going to be, because out of your thought processes is your focus. And if your mindset is not in the right place, if you're not focused, if you don't know what you want to, if you don't believe in yourself enough, you cannot do your best. So when I say act like you have some sense, we have to sometimes shake ourselves out of it. We have to shake ourselves out of a rut. We have to shake ourselves out of negativity. We have to shake ourselves out of being comfortable. We have to shake ourselves out of being lazy and get back. We have to say, snap out of it and get into your dreams, get into your hopes. See, this life and all of the stress, all the drama, and other people will make you get off track sometimes. It will get you so discouraged. Life and disappointments will get you discouraged. People will get you discouraged. We, even our own self, will get us discouraged. But we can't let anything creep into our mind and get us off track. See, we have to know our own senses. We have to know our own gifts. We have to know our own talents, and we must do our best. Forget about other people. Forget about what other people are doing. Forget about people who like you. Forget about what other people are doing and all of that foolishness. We have to focus on ourselves, on our gifts, on what we are talented at, and go for it. You may never get a second opportunity to win. Never. Sometimes the opportunities come and they drop in our lap. Are you going to go after it, motivators? Are you going to go after your hopes and your dreams, or are you going to sit on it? Or are you going to say, I don't think I'm good at it? Are you going to doubt yourself? Or are you going to get busy and go after what is meant to be for you? See, when I say act like you have some sense, in today's world, there's so many people running around acting very illogical, just doing all kinds of things, acting crazy. But don't be like other people. See, we're different over here, motivators. We believe in ourselves, we love ourselves, and we are accountable for ourselves. So we're going to act like we have some sense over here, motivators. We're going to do things when it's hard. Just like for myself, you got to do things sometimes when maybe you don't feel like it. But that's exactly the time when you need to do something when you don't feel like it. Because when you get that opportunity, that may be your one and only opportunity to win. So don't give up. Do your best, motivators. And I have one more point, two more points, and then I'm going to add my co-host. Act like you have some sense, everybody, because it's working for others doesn't mean it's for you. So when we know our mind power, when we know our strength, when we know our talent, just because another person is doing something and meeting with success, it does not mean it will be successful for you, or it doesn't mean that it's something that you should do. We have to spend some time by ourselves, meditate, write things down, work on ourselves, let go of the negativity and the drama from other people, and focus on ourselves. Get into your own thoughts. Am I doing what I need to do? Am I being myself? Am I being accountable? Am I doing what I should be, exactly how I should? Or am I dimming my light? Am I compromising myself? Am I compromising my integrity? No, let's not do that. Just because something is working for another person does not mean it's meant to be for you. Okay? And point number 4, act like you have some sense, everybody. Do some research on people, and before making decisions, before you get into romantic relationships with friends, do your research and don't just compromise yourself. Don't just fall for anything. Don't go after the old okey doke. Don't just go into things blindly. Do some research. Think about it. If you're a person of faith, pray about it, meditate about it, but do your best. See, we don't want to be illogical. We want to use our senses. We're smart people, motivators. We're intelligent. And because we're intelligent, because we have the wherewithal, because we have the strength, because things have been downloaded inside of each and every one of us, we're not just going to compromise. We're not just going to go into things blindly. No, we're going to do our research. We're going to make sure it's the best decision for me. Is this the best decision for me? Is this something that I should even be doing? Or is this something that maybe I just want to do it because I see another person is winning, and maybe I'm jealous. Maybe I want what they have. But no, want what is meant to be for you. All right. And this is the fifth and the last point, everybody. Act like you have some sense. You are worthy. Act like it. You are worthy. Act like it. See, it's not like before when you didn't know your worth, when you didn't know your power, when you didn't know what you were about. See, it's different. It hits different. It hits different in your mind, in your heart. See, every day you wake up with knowledge that I have something good about me. I'm an amazing individual. I can do great things. I am talented. Use that. Get focused, get up, and get busy. See, we're not going to make excuses. We're going to be accountable for our own self. We're not going to be lazy. We don't want what somebody else has to say. No, I want what is meant to be for me because I have sense, because I'm intelligent, because I'm logical, because I'm worthy. Act like it, motivators. Act like it. Okay. Now that I've got through my information, I'm going to add my co-host, Miss Nexie.
Hi, Marlene. Hi, chat.
Hey.
How are you?
I'm doing amazing. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Just a little bit sore in my arms from carrying somebody, but I'm doing good. Great topic, by the way. Great topic. You said something, I think the previous topic to this last one, where if things are not for you, even if you try, they won't be. I think that's actually very important. A lot of us, I don't know if as well, when I was getting older, and I was doing all kinds of different jobs because I didn't know what I wanted, right? Or where to start, with whatever I was going to do in life. But I was doing all kinds of things, and I tried at one point marketing. Yeah, that didn't work for me. I wasn't good at it. I was not. And as much as I tried and I wanted to, it didn't work. It doesn't work. You have to do something, and that goes for YouTube as well, right? You have to do something that you're passionate about, you know, that you can put your heart and soul and your experience in. It cannot be just something random, right? That you want to compete with other people with. And same goes for families too, Marlene. I had a lot of before I didn't know how to say no, right? I wasn't acting like I had some sense. I was saying yes to everything. If they asked me for a favor, if they asked me for a ride, if they asked me to babysit, if they asked me to do anything, like polite and trying to please everybody, me, I was getting myself overwhelmed, to the point where sometimes it will affect the outcome of my own kids, because by doing everything for everybody else, I had little time for them sometimes. Or I was overwhelmed to the point where, like, oh my God, and now I have to deal with them. So, um, we have to have some sense. We have to have boundaries. We have to have a voice. We have to make sure that we're acting according to our age. You know, we have to act properly and make sure that our mental health and everything that our mental health surrounds, it's imbalanced because we affect not just ourselves but everyone around us,
Yeah.
but not acting like we have some sense.
Right. And that's why I said do your best, because what is best for one person is not best for you.
Exactly. And that's what I was learning is, and again, and we have discussed this on previous of your lives, that until I started therapy, that's when I found my voice. And I wasn't being disrespectful or mean, but I was able to say no and not worry about not pleasing that other person, not worrying about the repercussions of it, because I had to learn that what I was giving out was my time, my patience, my love, my care, my everything for somebody else before me. So I was being overwhelmed by the fact that I couldn't say no. So I had to learn that I'm first. I have to take care of me first. And I grew up a lot, when it came to after my therapy and everything. I grew up a lot. I had the ability to decide when I was going to do a certain thing, and if people didn't like it, then I started putting this in my head, that's a you problem, because I'm being nice, I'm telling you I can't. I don't have to if I don't want to, right? But I wasn't acting. I allowed people to do this to me for a long time, and I was acting like I had no sense, Marlene. I had no
No.
sense.
And what a Boss Life Online says is right on target. You have to set boundaries, because if you don't set boundaries, other people will make them for you.
Oh, oh yes, Gio. They were making them for me. I will find myself doing a lot of weekends that I had maybe a 3-day weekend. I will find myself with somebody else's kids in my house.
Mm,
We have like 10 kids here, and but that's the thing though, I was so fearful of saying no to my in-laws, because I was like, what if they get upset? What if they take it out on my husband, or what if they take it out on my kids? And I'm this happy auntie, right? Everybody, she's always available. And take me to the supermarket, and I had to drag all of my kids and take this person. So I had to start making those boundaries, as Gio says. But I had to learn through therapy that I had the power, you know what I mean, to
mhm.
say no more and to set those boundaries.
Yeah.
So I think that when I don't know, because I have never gotten the reason why I became like that, you know, to have the inability of saying no. I don't know when or how or why it happened, because I'm always very sure of myself. But by learning that, Marlene, I had so much more free time for me to look for the things that I wanted, and go after them. I had more time to concentrate on my mental health, on my physical health. I had more time to, do crafts, to focus on studying. I had so much more time just by, setting those boundaries and by learning to say no, not today. Even if they were in front of my door without even calling me first, I had to say no, I can't.
Yeah. Yeah, you have to let, especially you have to set boundaries when it comes to your relatives, because there's a lot of enabling that happens, because before you knew how to find your voice and knew how to speak up for yourself, you weren't really sure, so you were kind of like yes sometimes and no sometimes, so you weren't firm in the foundation of saying, when I say no, it's no, and I'm not going to explain why, and that's the end of it. So, because we enable people for a long time, they have to get used to the new norm is I can't use them. I can't use her. I can't use him anymore. They're not going to be a doormat. They're not going to be, I can't, they can't be my puppet anymore, and that makes them mad because they can't get the things that they want. So that's a good thing, for us to learn, and I really want whoever needs to get this message to get it, that you don't have to do things to please other people, because a person who really cares about you will want you to be healthy, to be happy, to get your rest, to be balanced. A person who is just out to use and take from you will never care about your emotional, mental, spiritual, financial and physical health.
That is very true, Marlene. And another thing, I was gonna say, I had to learn to say no. Is, I don't know if you have ever gone through this, but my family sometimes can use a lot of sarcasm, and a lot of
Mhm.
disrespect sometimes towards you, either the way you're dressed, or they can talk about other people that you like and ridicule them in front of you, or my mom does that, and starts talking about the other parent, and I had to learn to say, no, 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 not in front of me. You want to do that, you do it on your own time, but don't do it in front of me. And I had to also learn to say that to my siblings, to my other siblings. No, don't do that. Not to me, not in front of me. You want to do that, do it on your own time. Because that was creating a lot of stress as well for me.
Mhm.
And it was creating a kind of a self-image that sometimes I think I still have. Like, I don't know if I look good on this color, and it's because something you have heard, right?
Yep.
I don't know if I look good in this pair of pants, again, because of something you have heard. Or if you have a couple of pounds extra, now you feel super, super fat because somebody has mentioned your weight. And, I said, what happened to just saying hello? It's so nice to see you. Why do you guys have to do this? And I had to sit them down, Marlene, and say this to them.
Mhm.
This stops here. And once I was able to do that, maybe a couple of more times to reassure them, I said, that stop there. You guys are not getting it. And when I saw that it didn't work, like that, I distanced myself from them.
Right.
Now they learn that if they do this again, I'm not going to talk to them. I'm gone.
Right. You have to let people. And I can say for myself, growing up in a toxic environment where all you knew how to be was negative, talk down to people and use them. When you're used to that as being your norm, you're used to the toxicity, so it is hard and difficult to start thinking positively, but you can if you want to. And that's why what I'm saying, if a person wants to change, they can. I know people say it all the time that people can't change, but I'm proof of that, because I used to be the most negative person, using people, jealous, all of that. But once I made a decision that I wanted to have a better life, I wanted to have peace, I wanted to love myself, I wanted to have my business, I wanted to, have healthy relationships, I wanted to be able to do things, in my life without it being a competition with another person. Just what's meant to be for me and for me to like that. So once you learn that about yourself, and you can step into your own shoes and know yourself and love yourself and know what has been downloaded, inside of you, what is your gift and your talent. It, for me, I could learn now how to be happy for another person. I can know how to congratulate another person because I learned how to do it for myself first.
There you go. And it's true. Once you learn to um, have some sense, as you say, once you learn to do that, because for me, I started thinking, and it was something that somebody brought to me, that he said, this person said, think about how your kids feel when they
Mhm.
see that you've been pushed all over the place, or you've been disrespected. So I started looking into that and saying, wait a minute, what am I teaching them? I'm teaching them that it's okay to be like me, to act like me, to allow people to walk all over them. So once I started, even my kids got very, very excited. Wow, mom, I didn't know you had that in you. Wow, what happened? So it's good
Yeah.
because you have to think of the example, right? Like you said, act like you have some sense. Think of that example. that sometimes you expect certain things from your kids, and then they can come back and say, well, you never thought us that. We saw you being stepped all over. So if I do this for so and so, what, why are you upset? That's exactly what you taught me. And so,
Right.
I'm happy that I have very strong, and powerful girls, very strong and powerful young men that know the difference. And it started by me, again, taking control of me, my time, what I like and dislike, and acting like I had some sense.
Right. Yeah, and that's the thing, and that's one of the reasons why I chose to make it this title, Act Like You Have Some Sense, because a lot of people, there are so many people that are so intelligent, they have it in their mind, but then they're not using it in real life. You could be a person very intelligent, very talented, have so many skills and gifts, but if you first don't believe in yourself, if you are not showing that you love yourself, but by the decisions that you make and setting boundaries, you could have all the intelligence in the world and it's irrelevant. It does not matter because you're not using them. So you got to use what you have in here.
Exactly. And sometimes also, Marlene, it has to do with your upbringing. Like,
Mhm.
don't disrespect, don't be rude. You got to help everybody in the world that is in need. You have to be available for family, and for good friends or friends of the family, and friends or friends or friends of the family. So you're brought up that way, which is, the reason why maybe I feel that I was the way I was, is because you're brought up with all those, customs, and it's really hard for you to detach from that. And it was hard for me to learn that it was okay to say no. That, I
Yeah.
think that was the hardest part for me, Marlene, is to say no, and to be proud, even if it was a small accomplishment, to be proud of that tiny little accomplishment that I had made, even if I was made fun of, or
Mhm.
people didn't appreciate the small one. I had to learn for myself to do that for me. Be
Yeah.
proud, be happy, be excited. And even if for them wasn't a big deal, for me it was.
Yeah, and also when we speak up for ourselves and we set boundaries, we force people to respect us. So respect is something that we have to set those boundaries. We can't expect people to know what we think, what we want, what we like, what we don't want. And especially when it comes to our relatives, we a lot of times think because they've been around us so many years that they automatically know everything about us and what we like and don't like. But if you don't say it out your mouth, I would appreciate if you don't call me at this time. Don't do this. Don't ask me for that. Certain things that we have to put in place. And I understand that some aren't going to like it because they've been enabled, they've been coddled for a long time. We've allowed so much disrespect that it's going to be some backlash. They're not going to
Hmm.
like it, and we have to be
Hmm.
ready for that. Have your boundaries. I'll be like, I'm ready for the smoke. I know this isn't gonna be something that they're gonna like, but you have to do that because we have some sense. And I hear people all the time talk about I love myself, and it irritates me sometimes because these people out here always talk about they love themselves, but then look at them, look how they treat themselves, look at what they're accepting in their life. Like, okay,
Hmm.
you love yourself, but you're letting this person and that person treat you that way. Or look at how you take care of your body. It's a lot of
Hmm.
things that go into self-love.
Yes.
It's your body image. It's using your talents, using your gifts, what you will accept, the things that when the tough gets going. Now, what do I do? I'm down, but then I'm gonna say I fell down, and I have to say get up again, get up. That's how you show you love yourself, not just in how you dress or having a self-care day. It's way deeper than that.
I was about to say that. It's way deeper, way harder, and a lot of work to show yourself first, and then for others to see that you love yourself. that this is the most important person in your life is you. And then with that love that you have for yourself, you can show it to everybody else. But if you're just saying it but not practicing it, you're not going to be able to show everybody else that you truly love yourself and that you love them as well. You have to, practice makes perfect, they say. You have to practice self love as much as you can so that the people around you can get the real you, that 100 I accept myself you.
I found that for a long time, I was just saying what I wanted, but actually not following through. So we get people in our life that really don't believe us because we keep saying out of our mouth what we want, what we're about, but then we compromise. We're not sticking to our guns. Oh, if you ask them a few times, they'll give in and do what you ask them to do. So you have to be you have to be firmly rooted in yourself and know what you believe in. Have your own values, your own system, and all of that. And don't compromise it. Even if other people beg you, even if people like, oh, I hate you, I'm never going to talk to you again. That's okay.
Yeah.
That's your problem.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's a you problem, as I say it, Marlene. It has nothing to do with me because, and the once I started, like you said, acting like I had some sense, and I started taking that power back that I had given to other people, because that's the one thing we do, right? When we are not assertive, or we're a pushover, we give power to those people. Once I started taking that back, my empowerment was amazing. I was saying no for everything. There was
Mhm.
no restrictions. Oh, you want to go? Nope. I wasn't even letting people finish what they wanted to ask because I knew that the answer was going to be no. But I started having more peace of mind. I started having a lot more time for me. Oh, a lot of extra money, by the way. A lot of extra
That too.
money, that I didn't know existed. I was like,
Yeah.
oh my God, I didn't know I could save this much on my paycheck. This is so cool.
Yeah, because you are not their banker, their Amscot check cash in place. And another thing, you have to learn to stop doing like co-signing for people,
Oh,
code
no.
this, code that, all that stuff. Like it's like when you're used to always being everybody's backup, right? The
Mm-hmm.
person that everybody depends on. That's not a good thing. It's not a good thing to be the only person that everybody says, "Oh, just ask them; they'll say yes." That's not a good thing. You should be not known as the person that is the person that will always say yes. You have to be a person that I'll help you when I can if it's not going to compromise what I'm trying to do for myself.
Mm-hmm. For me, it was, like I've said here before, I was, Bank of the Americas. But once I started saying no, and what I do now is I cannot lend you that particular amount, but I can donate to your fund. Here's some money. I'll donate it to you. You don't have to pay it back. But I don't give them that. Of course, yes, come over and just take it and pay me whenever. And at the same time, be upset when I ask you for the money back, right?
Mhm.
Or never pay me back those 200 that you borrow, and that you said you were going to give me Friday, but you didn't say which Friday. So yeah, with that
Yeah.
in mind, I stopped going there. I made a lot of enemies, but that's okay. I'm happy with that. I have, like I said, more money that I didn't even know it was possible to have.
Yes, yes, exactly, Nexi. And I'm so glad that you said that. A lot of times, when it comes to relatives, friends, person you're in a relationship with, money can be a very sensitive and sore topic to cover, but you have to set boundaries when it comes to money with your children, person you're in a relationship with, relatives, friends, because you don't want it to get to be where you can't even be around certain people just because of the issue of money. So the best thing is like what Nexi said: if you can give somebody to some, just give them as a gift certain money, then let it be that. But for me, I find it best to not do the borrowing thing because it always gets to be some issue when they cannot pay it back.
Yeah, I found myself, I have never co-signed for anyone ever, but I've heard of horror stories when people do things like that, including with their own children. But for me, I had several bad experiences on when I asked for my money back. You said you were going to pay me Friday or you were going to pay me Wednesday. And, well, I don't have it right now. Just give me until next Wednesday. And then that next Wednesday came and went and nothing. I will call and then they will get upset with me. And I'm like, I'm asking you for my money, not your money. And then they'll become my enemies and never pay me. So I decided, nope, if I can donate to your fund, good. If not, 20, 50, whatever, that's all I can. Don't ask me for money ever again. And they learn not to do that.
Yeah.
So they know not to come to me anymore.
Yeah, and I have to say, and that shows that we have sense, motivators. It shows that we have sense, and we're not just gullible and you just fall for everything. And I had to learn when it came to, come to children, parents, siblings, person you're in a relationship with. We can't let our emotions get involved and just say, that's this person, that's this person, and then you feel like you're drawn to, I have to do it, or they're going to be mad at me, or they won't like me. We have to remove that emotion out of it, because when it comes to your money, you worked hard to get that money. You made sacrifices to get what you have, and the same thing for them. They need to be able to do what they need to do for money. I'm not saying sometimes we all fall into some hard times and we all need a little handout, but I mean, if it's a person that is continuous, that they have a poor money management problem, now it's not that you're helping them. Now you're their banker, so they're not learning to know how to use their money. All of those things, which are important.
Exactly, Marlene. When it hit me that I had become that person is when I heard one of my relatives said to another one, "Oh, just go to her. She'll give it to
Mm.
you. No questions asked. Just go to her."
Ah,
Yeah, when I heard that, I was like, and I heard it by, because I was there. I wasn't eavesdropping. I was going to go somewhere and, I was going to use the vicinity somewhere. And then I heard this person say that to this other relative. And I was like, I have become that person. Just go to her. She'll give it to you. No questions asked. Wow. And that's when I said, yep, that's it. No more.
yep, yep. And I have to highlight this comment from Leticia. We think about self care, like, people just think about, your image, like taking care of your skin and your teeth and your body. But also, self care is the foods that you're eating, the music you listen to, what you accept, the things that you believe about yourself, what you allow yourself to be entertained by, who are the people that you call your friends. All of this shows how much you love yourself, because certain people can say all day long out of their mouth that they love us, but if their actions don't prove that they do, it's like, are you really using your senses? Are you just going by the emotion, or are you going by the action? I feel like that counts a lot. And I had to learn to start doing that as I matured. And so I had to learn to leave emotions out of the equation and to go by, my thinking and their actions. How do they
Mm-hmm.
actually treat me? What do they actually do for me? Or am I the only person? And I started to see that it was just me, and I was the one always doing everything, so it was all one-sided.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And hi, Leticia. And yeah, she's right. We get to that, and the thing is, Marlene, you don't even know how you get to that point. But it's okay, because if you learn to, like, if conversations like the ones that we are having right now can help somebody else out there, that's something good for us, because we shouldn't allow other people to think that we're insignificant. But in order for us and for other people to look at us in a different light, as the topic says, we need to start acting like we have some sense. That's the whole point. We have people cannot just give us what we want. We need to teach them exactly what we need and what we're made of so that they can stop messing with us.
Mhm. Yeah.
That's
It's
all.
and that's so true, Nexie. I'm so glad you said that. We have to let others in our family, our friends, the workplace. Everybody needs to know our triggers, what makes us happy, what's our love language, all of those things, because that's a person who knows their worth and their power. We can't be afraid to have conversations like, when you do this, I know I haven't told you this before, but when you do this and that, it irritates me.
Hmm.
And then see how they react to that. Or are they gonna say, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm gonna try my best to not do that," or are they gonna say like, "Oh, you're very sensitive," or laugh at you? So you will see who really are your people and who really isn't. A lot of times we think because people are relatives or we've been around them for a long time that they love us, and it could be quite the opposite. So that's not really using your senses when you see that people are using you and you keep taking it. You don't have to take it.
Hmm. Exactly. Learning to say no, or learning to say, um, voice your likes, dislikes, and also if you're voicing them, making people hear you, because a lot of times they say yeah, 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 okay, okay, but they're not listening, they're not hearing what you're saying. So we have to make sure that just not saying it, but making sure that they understand what we're trying to tell them, and so that they don't do it again. And that's the thing that I had to do for myself, is that I had to say several times, yeah, you said that before. You said, yeah, I understand. I hear you, but you're not understanding what I'm trying to say. There's no more bank here. There's no more me doing this and that for you. I'm done. So you weren't listening to me. You didn't hear me. So we have to make sure that they are understanding, they are listening to what we're saying, because if not, we're going to go back to the same thing. We're going to go back to the same
Yep.
behavior.
Yep. And it's like you're wasting your time, you're wasting your energy, you're stressing yourself out. You'll be using all your resources, your finances, everything. And at the end of the day, those same said people do not care about you. So really, what is it worth? Is it really logical or is it illogical? And it really is illogical to waste your time, your energy, your effort, your finances, your health, be stressed out behind people who don't care about you. So we do have to use our senses, and to also to say, like, even for myself, like, I'm glad Leticia brought that out, because when I start to change my diet and certain things that I couldn't eat anymore, you have people in your life say, come on, eat it, that tastes good, and
Hmm.
try to force you to do some things that later on how it's going to make you feel. And then if you cave in, then later on you're the one suffering with it, not them. So
Hmm.
we have to know in all aspects. For myself, I had to say, even if my family, if that's what they want to eat, I have to let them eat it. But I said I can't. So you have to draw a line in the sand. I respect myself and love myself, and I'm no longer going to do things that will harm myself.
There you go. I'm no longer going to do this just to please you, just to feel accepted in your circle, right? Just to feel accounted for. Some of us, have family members that will say, you're looking too skinny, you have to eat more. Your little one is looking like he needs to put on a little more weight. You should feed him this and that. But you need to learn to say no. That's not healthy for you, first and foremost, for me, let alone for a child. So you have to make sure that you're not just following for acceptance. They have to accept you for who you are at the moment, whether you have changed or not. They have to accept you for your likes and dislikes, for your little quirks, for your little funnies, for your little angries, whatever it is that you have. They have to accept you as a person and respect that. You know what I mean? With acceptance comes respect. And that's the whole point here, is that you have to make it count. Don't just say it, act upon it.
Right. Right.
That's the only way you're going to make a point.
Right. And I'm so grateful for you bringing out all these points and all the points everybody put in the comment section. It's been an amazing live, and this is the point where I'm going to end, and we're going to go over to the members only. I really appreciate all of you. And I want to say to all of you, act like you have some sense. Believe in yourself. Have some boundaries. Don't compromise your values. Know your worth, and don't let other people disrespect you. Final words, Miss Nexie?
Just what you just said. Act like you have some sense. Remember that the time that you give to others, when it comes to attention, personal time, is yours. Guard it, and as much as you can, because it should be used on you and to better yourself, not for the better of others. That's pretty much it.
Thank you so much, Nexie. And shout out to everybody who is in the chat, all my moderators holding it down, my members, and all my fellow motivators. Thank you all so much. And I will see you members in the members only, which I'm going to set up in a few minutes. And everybody else, I'll see you tomorrow. And tomorrow we're talking about love bombing with family and friends. So it should be very interesting.
Uh-oh. Bye, everybody. Thank you for having me, Marlene.
No problem. No problem. Thank you. Bye-bye, guys.
Be encouraged, be inspired, be yourself, you will survive. Just know it, just breathe it, and be it, and live your best life.
Forgive me, I love me. I've been blessed that I have made it through. I'm stronger and worthy. I am enough now. What about you? I forgive me, I love me. I've been blessed that I have made it through. I'm stronger and worthy. I am enough now. What about you? Ooh, oh.